All right. So, a very good evening to all of you. In the last lecture, we had begun with the chapter 3.2, which was reading works of art. And then we had discovered that, it had been already done for some people, and there was a little confusion out there. And therefore, I've had a talk with Dhruv sir, obviously, and we are going to repeat that chapter. All right. So all those who have already done that chapter, it's okay. It is going to be a really good revision for you, as we are done it quite long back. Correct. Also, it is going to be included in your second term portion. All right. So we will do that again. I want you to sit through it. Just pay attention. All right. Do you have any doubts there? Are we ready to begin? All right. Okay. All right. So we had seen some introduction out there, right? So I told you a little something about art and what is art. Is it really limited to drawing and painting? And if it has such a huge impact on our lives, okay? Whatever we do is art. Am I correct? Uh, the way we carry ourselves, the way we talk. Okay, it is a medium of expression. Whatever you do, everybody has their own skill. All right, somebody can dance, somebody can write, somebody can make music. All right, so cooking, decorating the house, all of these they reflect your personality. All right, so reading works of art 3.2 is an amazing chapter. This chapter is divided into two parts. Okay. The first one is about the very famous artist Sayyid Haider Raza, who was popularly known as Raza. Okay. And we are going to see information about his personal and private life and his work. Okay. So before we begin, I want you to observe these pictures. Just a second, I'll share my screen. Okay. Even though this lecture is done for a lot of you guys, I want you to sit through this chapter. Okay. Okay. So basically, go through the pictures that are displayed on your screen right now. Observe them very carefully. At the end of this series, I want to tell you what is the common thread that ties all of these pictures together. Such minute details are shown here. A very important one. This is the man himself. Okay, all right. So we'll begin reading works of art, part one, Sayyid Haider Raza. We know his work in a lot of pictures. A lot of his paintings are given here. You can observe them. Okay, tell me what are the common things that you could observe in all of these pictures? Yes, so a lot of you said it correctly. There were a lot of geometric shapes involved. Very good. Shapes, very good. There were circles, triangles, squares, line. There was a very good color combination. Hello, am I audible to you now? Okay, I'm so sorry, my voice just disconnected. Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, so I was telling you about uh yeah, you guys are quite correct. Nowhere, see there is this amazing color scheme he has used. Colors of blue and orange, then there was red, black. Okay, they were very accurate shapes and curves and everything. Also, in all of these pictures, nowhere have you seen a human figure, nowhere have you seen an object, a scene of the environment, a landscape. All right. Okay, so let us start reading this one. Sayyid Haider Raza, popularly known as Raza, was a renowned Indian artist. Renowned, what do you mean by renowned? Well known. Renowned is famous, well known. So he was a very well known Indian artist. Simple geometric shapes, striking color combinations, captivating compositions. These are some of the characteristic features of his paintings, and so are the colors of blue and orange. Okay, so these are the most characteristic feature. Characteristic features meaning that if you look at any other painting which is similar to Raza, you will know that this is done by Raza. Okay, so this was characteristic, very typical to all of his paintings. Okay, it was a thread that tied all of his paintings together. Okay, we'll go through it again. So there were simple geometric shapes. There were only some squares, triangles, circles, rectangles, and using these shapes, he has literally made all of his paintings. Striking, very attractive color combinations and captivating composition. Captivating, very mesmerizing. When you look at it, you just lose yourself. Such kind of compositions. Okay. So these were the characteristic features of his paintings, and so were the colors of blue and orange. You will find them in almost all his paintings. Okay, we have observed a lot of his paintings and we can say for ourselves. None of his paintings depict lifelike human figures or copies of scenes from the environment. कोई भी ऐसा पिक्चर नहीं है जिसमें life like human figures, basically human figures with life in them, or copies of scene from the environment. Whatever you see in the environment, you could say this as your landscape painting. Okay, you see a beautiful mountain and a river and a sunset and this that, and you copy that. Okay, so there was a scene in the environment and you have copied that. So none of his paintings depict that. Okay, his paintings does belong to the abstract style of painting. Okay, can you tell me what is abstract style of painting, guys? Imagination. All right. Okay. Okay, tell me what do you mean by abstract style of painting? Somebody said imaginary. Okay. Geometry. Okay. Something that is not common. The one with a lot of patterns in it. Okay, you can only feel that. Fine. It is a style of painting. Definitely it is. Okay. Geometrical painting is not necessarily abstract style. There are others too. The explanation for this is given in the next line that we are going to read. Okay. Abstract style relates to modern freestyle. Okay, it means that such paintings are not inspired by any external factor. They originate when the artist tries to peep into his own inner mind. This is what we are talking about. It is nothing imaginary per se. It means that it is not copied. It is not a literal object that I'm painting. Okay, there is still drawing if I'm not wrong. If you have given this intermediate examinations, you know, still drawing hota hai. मतलब if I see a bottle and an apple, uh, then I have to draw that as it is. Okay, this is the opposite of abstract style. Why? Because there is an object and I'm trying to copy that. So still life जो बोलते हैं वो abstract style is exact opposite of that. You don't copy anything from anywhere. Okay, but that thing originates from your inner mind, from the artist's inner mind. Okay, um, so this is abstract style, modern art. Okay, and yes, it is not easily understood. Sometimes they are just, colors just spread over a paper, and there are weird shapes, you could say, and not everybody can connect to this modern art because not everybody can understand a painting, correct? So you can feel, you can, it evokes something inside of you, but you don't, some people can't know exactly what. All right, so that is your abstract style of painting. Okay, it is not still life, it is not something that you can see, it is something that you can feel. All right, okay, so moving on. When the artist tries to peep is to look into his own inner mind. Okay, that is when this painting is made. Now they are made by here. Okay, here they are made by arranging circles, triangles, squares, rectangles, lines, dots in different compositions using effective techniques of applying paint, attractive color combinations, achieving balance in some places and creating imbalance in other places. Okay, so it has been said that using very simple geometrical shapes, Raza has drawn different compositions, a lot of them, using effective techniques of applying paint. Obviously, it was not easy to paint that those paintings, and he has applied effective techniques, very efficient techniques to apply paint. He has used attractive color combinations. The color combinations that he has used are very attractive. He has achieved balance in some places, creating imbalance in others, purposely creating imbalance in other places. Why do you think so? Can somebody tell me why? Why has he created imbalance at certain places using his paint? Obviously, why? Okay, since it looks different. Okay, to look something creative to attract people's eyes. Okay, not bad, because shapes, lines, and color schemes. Okay, special. Okay, tell me one thing, guys. Do you think this person, okay, he was a very, very famous person, do you think he only created art for people's eyes to make it look unique? Definitely yes. Okay, maybe it is a tag of his skill to attract people. Okay, you guys are not wrong, but somewhere I feel that it is much more than that. You, when you are creating your art, which is so pure to you, which is your thing, obviously you're going to sell it. That's how you earn a living. That's not wrong. But again, you do not do it for people's eyes, because you can't always do that for people's eyes. And my interpretation of this line, that achieving balance in some places and creating imbalance in other places, it somehow, when I first read it, it shows how life is. Okay, like life is like this. There is balance in at given point of time. Is your life perfect? Like actually perfect? Everything is perfect. Do you think so? No, it's not. Never, ever. Anybody is life. So there is balance in some places. You're good at this thing, but you're facing some trouble here and there. So creating balance in some places, there is balance in some places and imbalance in others. Very clear with this? Yes. So our life is also made up of different things and shapes and colors and people. Correct? Moving on. Raza found his paintings through his study of Indian art and its heritage, cultural context, and philosophy. So, his work, his paintings are hugely influenced by Indian art, its heritage. Okay, so the folk arts that we have here, a lot of cultural context and philosophy. So, Indian philosophy, and he studied a lot of that, and therefore, it is highly influenced by that. His pictures seem to radiate peace and life at the same time. Guys, what do you mean by this line? Why has it been written that peace and life at the same time? It seems that उन्होंने बोलने की ट्राई की है कि पीस और लाइफ दोनों अपोजिट चीजें हैं, कॉन्ट्रास्टिंग थिंग्स है, एंड इवन देन इट हैज बीन depicted in his pictures at the same time. Why do you think so? Radiate is to show. Okay, here that means to show. His pictures seem to show peace and life at the same time. Why peace and life are written as two different, opposite, contrasting things? Come on, guys. Okay, okay. So we have very, very well known this proverb that. Okay, just I'll read your answers. Give me a second. Okay, so his painting gives peace and it is also related to human life. Okay, okay. As there is no peace at all in our life, okay, because maybe life isn't fair. Both are the parts of life. Life does not have peace all the time. Okay, good answers. Great, great. Okay, so basically, we have heard this proverb, life is a roller coaster. Life is a roller coaster. And if everybody, if the entire humankind and entire human race is aiming at something or wanting to go somewhere, is to achieve peace. The ultimate goal of a human life is to achieve peace. Now that could be through any way, through by doing your art, by earning money, by having a very lavish car and a house and whatever it is. But we all want to achieve peace. Now that could be through yeah. So ultimately go to achieve peace. I'm sorry, there must be a connection issue. Give me a second. All right, moving on. His pictures seem to radiate peace and life at the same time. Okay, we realize that the painting is a visible form of a very deep thought. Very few abstract paintings communicate with the viewers as much as Raza's do. So we realize through his paintings that the painting is a visible form of a very deep thought. This line means that whatever is created or whatever is composed is first composed in your head, in your mind, and then it is composed actually, literally. Okay. So when he has to compose such paintings and pictures, it originates from a very deep thought and then the painting is made. So painting is actually the visible form, you can see that, and therefore it is visible form of a very very deep thought. And as we said, very few abstract paintings communicate with the viewers as much as Razas do, and therefore he was really very, very famous. Okay, because a lot of modern art or abstract style of paintings, if you go to see, you don't understand them. You actually do not understand them. So there are colors concentrated at such certain places, and then there is nothing, and then there are just strokes and lines or whatever you say. I'm not very well aware of the art, frankly. But yeah, a lot of people they do not understand and therefore they do not like modern art. All right. So, but his paintings were they communicated a lot with the viewers. Moving on. So now in this next paragraph, we are going to see a lot of his personal information which was given there about his upbringing, about his work, and his personal life too. Okay, so Raza was born in a small village in Madhya Pradesh. He began to paint from the age of 12. He studied art at the Chitrakala Mahavidyalaya at Nagpur and then at the JJ School of Art in Mumbai. So that is a very, very well known institute for art even today. Okay, JJ School of Art. Later, he went to France to study art. After a few years, he decided to settle in France, but his roots were still, in India. Okay, he was really quite connected to India. So even though when he studied in France and he decided to settle there, his wife was French, but his paintings were inspired by the Indian philosophy, Indian context, and its art and heritage. All right. Moving on, he won many national and international awards. He was honored with all the three Padma awards, and that is something to say. Okay. Padma Shri, Padma Bhushan, and Padma Vibhushan. So he has won all of them. Okay, and very few people can achieve this in their lifetime. Okay, it is not mentioned here, but I've looked it up on the internet, and for 10 years, for the span of 10 years, his paintings were the most expensive paintings in the world. He was so famous. His paintings were the most expensive ones, alright? So, yeah, with all the awards and honors, his paintings were exploring a spiritual metaphysical path. Okay, what do you mean by this? Any idea? Spiritual metaphysical path? Can you tell me, guys? Okay, beyond human, very good, very good. So, spirit, you could, I could say in my own small way that it relates to something beyond the human life. Okay, spirit, as we say, it connects to our soul. Okay, our soul, divine, you could say. Okay, so spiritual path, you connecting your soul to your soul first, and there then moving on, and then you can connect to anybody else's soul. First you need to connect to yours. Okay, so it is quite abstract thing. Metaphysical, it means the same. Okay, so it's beyond human. It is not all the physical things, but it is moving on from there, and then touching upon your conscience. Okay, so metaphysical part. It basically, in simpler language, I could tell you that since he was also getting old, okay, wiser, experienced, more experienced than he was when he was young, obviously. So along with that, his paintings were also maturing. Okay, it was taking a different path because it was obviously originating from him, and therefore his ideologies and his philosophies about life, it directly affected what he painted and drew. Okay, moving on. Gradually, the bindu or point came to be the core of his paintings. Bindu, point, dot, circle. It was the core, it was the very basic of all of his paintings. Okay, it was included everywhere and it became the main part of the entire painting. He described his work in these words. My work is my own inner experience and involvement with the mysteries of nature and form, which is expressed in color, line, space, and light. He says that मेरा जो काम है वो मेरा inner experience है, जो मैं महसूस करता हूँ, whatever I feel, I experience, and my involvement with the mysteries of life, of nature. Okay, we have a lot of questions regarding the nature. Where did the life originate? And where are we going to do after death? Or the purpose of life? Whatever questions you have. So when you are struggling or when you're coming to terms with those things, his experience is reflected in his work and it is expressed in color, line, space, and light. Are we very clear here, guys? All right. Okay, moving on. Sometimes an artist's thoughts appear to be too complex or even complicated when they are expressed through words. This is true for a lot of artists. Okay, it is very difficult for them to convey whatever they want to say through words, and Raza was one of them. Okay, for him, it was too complicated for him to say anything or to express himself through words. For him, the effective medium of of communication is his work, his paintings. Yeah, a very shy, introvert kind of person. He was very reserved, and whatever he communicated to the outer world, okay, बोलते हैं ना वो लोग उनमें ही पूरी दुनिया बसा लेते हैं, you know. तो अगर बाहर की दुनिया से कम्युनिकेट करना है, उसका एक ही जरिया था, उनके पेंटिंग्स उनका जरिया था. Okay, Raza had great creativity. His paintings are very expressive. This great artist passed away on 23rd of July 2016 at the age of 94, leaving behind a legacy of sensitive paintings which were achieved through extraordinary compositions of lines and colors that depict extraordinary compositions. Okay, so basically उनके पीछे उन्होंने बहुत बड़ी एक लेगेसी छोड़ गए हैं, जो बहुत अच्छे sensitive paintings, okay, that mean a lot and which are achieved through extraordinary compositions. Okay, so you can see the paintings, they're amazing. Okay, they tell you so much. Very clear with this one? Okay, guys, do you have any doubts here? Okay, okay. So moving on. Now we begin. Okay, metaphysical path. There is nothing like metaphysical art. First of all, there is metaphysical path. Okay, it means that you go beyond the human physics. Okay, you go beyond the body. You go beyond this entire thing. Okay, and uh, you know, beyond reality, supposed reality जो है ये earth है, ये है हम, you know, I live here, then I do this thing. So when you go beyond that, okay, and you have some ideology, you live by a doctrine, an idea, okay, and uh, it basically it is the opposite of material reality. So that is metaphysical path, which is connected to your soul, all right, spirit, something bigger than the reality of our body. All right. Yeah. So now we begin with the second part of this chapter, which is Gond art. Now, this Gond art is quite different than whatever we have studied right now. It is a folk art. All right. So, wait, let me show you the pictures. Okay. So, observe these pictures very properly. All right. Come on, tell me, what do you observe? What is the characteristic feature of these paintings? Okay, there were animals, birds, trees, and inside those pictures, there were some designs. Excellent thing, excellent answer by Ashwarya. Good. So there were various lines, animal figures, different designs with minute details and patterns. Very, very good, everyone. Yeah, so you know the gist of this Gond art. This Gond art is a folk art, okay? The folk art, so like we have our rangoli, ठीक है? ये काफी similar, मतलब similar in sense. It is a folk art, and if I have to explain what folk art is, you have to learn it is rangoli. So ये सदियों से चल रहा है, and it is, it has a cultural context too. Okay, so there are tiny designs. Should you know that? Okay, let us start reading this. Gond art is a tribal art. Tribal art. So the tribal people did it. So it is a tribal art. Okay. It has been developed and preserved by the Gond tribal people residing largely in the Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, and Odisha states of India. बेसिकली पीपल रिसाइडिंग द गोंड ट्राइबल पीपल जो गोंड अभी ये ट्राइब जो है ये जो उनकी कम्युनिटी है उनका नाम है गोंड ठीक है तो ये जो गोंड लोग जो है दे बेसिकली लार्जली रिसाइड इन the central part of India, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, and Odisha states. And from their traditional tales and mythology, we learn that they have lived in India for thousands of years, even before the inhabitants, other inhabitants came here. Okay, तो उनकी ट्रेडिशनल कहानियों से हमें ऐसा पता चलता है कि गोंड जो कम्युनिटी है गोंड के जो लोग हैं वो बहुत ही पुराने लोग हैं वो यहाँ इंडिया में तब से रह रहे हैं जब भी दूसरे इनहेबिटेंट्स आए नहीं थे The Gondi language is similar to Telugu, a Dravidian language. Okay, so Gondi is similar to Telugu, and Telugu is a Dravidian language. Very clear with this one? Okay, moving on. Now, the Gond art has spread mainly in central India. Originally, people used to draw pictures on the earthen walls of their houses. Most folk arts involve natural techniques of preparing colors and use of several mediums. Okay, Dravidian means basically South के जो फोक चीजें होती है उसको द्रविडियन नाम दिया जाता है द्रविडियंस बोलते हैं उनको ठीक है so Telugu is a Dravidian language it is mostly spoken by the South Indian people all right yeah moving on yeah सो पहले के जमाने में गोंड आर्ट जैसे रंगोली थी ठीक है अभी रंगोली क्यों की जाती थी बिकॉज दे वांटेड टू जस्ट डेकोरेट देयर हाउस फॉर हॉस्पिटैलिटी warm welcome to somebody and that your house looks nice okay during those times like back in the day they did not have very beautiful paint and colors and color scheme that we have right now तो उनका हाउस डेकोरेट करने के लिए वो लोग खुद ही अपने घर में पेंट करते थे लिटरली जो अर्थन वॉल्स होते थे उनके घर पे वो ये लोग पेंट करते थे ठीक है एंड दैट इज हाउ दिस वॉन्ड आर्ट इज प्रिजर्व्ड and if you observe most folk arts so if I have to give you some folk arts Varli paintings आपको पता होगी Varli paintings very famous okay in Maharashtra Varli painting there is Madhubani paintings there is Pattachitra painting ये सारी जो folk art है मतलब बहुत पहले से चालू हो मतलब है and it is still prevalent okay Varli painting you can see it even in saris and everything पॉट पे पेंट किया जाता है साड़ी में डिजाइन होती है मंडला आर्ट यस ओके या सो ये जो फोक आर्ट होते हैं उसमें नेचुरल टेक्निक्स यूज की जाती है वन ऑफ प्रिपेयरिंग कलर्स and then the lot of mediums several mediums are used okay they are transferred from generation to generation in a smoothly flowing process गोंड आर्ट इज नो एक्सेप्शन टू दिस ऑब्वियसली गोंड आर्ट इज वन ऑफ देम वो कोई एक्सेप्शन नहीं है ऐसे ही जनरेशन टू जनरेशन एक बहुत ही स्मूथली फ्लोइंग प्रोसेस में अभी तक हमारे पास ये गोंड आर्ट आया है A house decorated with beautiful pictures creates a pleasant atmosphere. Also, art is a medium of recording and preserving what is seen. So here it is believed that whatever you see, whatever you experience, you just draw. Correct. So art is a medium of recording and preserving what is seen. जो भी आपके environment में आजू बाजू होता है, that is what you are going to draw. Okay. And therefore, if you observe all of these uh, folk arts, it has a lot of natural elements. So there are people, there are animals, there are plants, a lot heavily influenced by the natural elements around them. Okay, moving on. In folk arts, you yourself prepare the canvas, the surface on which to draw, and the colors with which you draw. तो आप खुद ही कलर्स शेप साइज सब कुछ खुद से चूज करते हो कहाँ करना है कौन सी साइज का करना है ये सारी चीजें आप डिसाइड करते हो that is why creating folk art is a very enriching experience. It is very satisfying because you are your own boss. There are no rules, regulations to which colors you can use and what you can do. Okay. This richness is reflected in the choice of the medium. And if you want your painting to be very, very nice, you have to choose a very good medium to show that. In the days of past, several things in nature, such as soils of different shades, the juice of plants, leaves, tree bark, flowers, fruits, and even things like coal and cow dung were used to prepare colors. Now, I have experienced this in, my स्कूल टाइम्स वो वर्क एक्सपीरियंस में ये सब करवाते थे तो पेटल्स लेके जाने का फ्लावर्स का और उसमें यू इफ यू क्रैश इट यू नो colors निकलते हैं तो you can color it like that we we can do that with beetroot rose and marigold flowers and everything okay सो वैसे ही लोग पेंटिंग कैसे करते थे ऐसे करते हैं लीव्स सॉइल ये जो सारी नेचुरल चीजें थी उसमें से कलर्स एक्सट्रैक्ट करके कलरिंग करते थे कोल काउटन भी यूज करते थे ये लोग ओके ऑलराइट The different colors, various textures, and patterns were used year after year, lending a simplicity to the art. When we see these pictures, we realize that a picture drawn this way or the other can look equally beautiful. What a deep thought this art conveys, and so easily. Okay, so it says that whatever medium you use, whatever colors you use. So if a picture is drawn this way using the modern colors or the other way around, you use the basic colors, it is going to look beautiful. If it is simple, it is going to look beautiful, and that is the beauty of it. The beauty of it is that you yourself are doing everything. Okay. And the work is definitely indeed going to be only beautiful and it conveys a very deep thought whatever you do it's good okay yeah in the Bone style of art so right now we are going to see what we have already discussed all right guys we have discussed uh, the characteristic features of Gond painting and we are going to see that in the Gond style of art, we see that the outlines may vary a little from artist to artist, but the designs that fill it make the whole picture look lively and attractive. तो बाहर की जो डिजाइन होती है ना it may vary is differ वो डिफरेंट हो सकती है डिपेंडिंग फ्रॉम आर्टिस्ट टू आर्टिस्ट artist to artist, obviously. So I have drawn a peacock this way. It could be any bird, anything. So any shape, size, whatever you want to draw, whichever animal and plant and bird and branches, leaves, whatever you want to draw, that can differ. Okay, but उसके अंदर जो designs होती है, the minute designs, the patterns that fill the entire picture, that will show and that will make the entire picture look very lively and attractive. वही the main concept है पूरे painting का. Okay, now these designs जो patterns है include simple textures. They are very simple textures, simple patterns, okay, which are achieved using dots, straight lines, dotted lines, curvy shapes, and circles. So if you actually observe, very few things are used. Dots, straight lines, dotted lines, curvy shapes, and circles. With the use of these things, they have uh, made very simple textures and designs. Okay. Special attention is given to the choice of various colors so that the total effect is amazing and beautiful. तो बहुत ध्यान दिया गया है कौन से colors. If you look at the colors, any color that you want, any color that you think will make the picture look attractive, you can use that. Okay. So blue, if ये जो एनिमल है, ठीक है, उसको ब्लू कलर भी दिया है, ऑरेंज कलर भी दिया है, उसको रेड कलर दिया है. सो वॉट एवर यू थिंक इज अप्रोप्रिएट, you can go ahead with that. The total effect is amazing and beautiful. It is going to be like that. Now, in today's age of commercialization, many men have taken up bond art. Okay, guys, can you tell me what do you mean by in today's age of commercialization? What do you mean by today's age of commercialization? Very good. Business. Commercialization means business. Okay. पहले barter system हुआ करता था, ठीक है. So if I want one thing, basically things were exchanged for one another. Okay. Commercialization is if you want to, if even if you have a skill, okay, you have to sell your product, you have to sell your thing to earn, to make a living. Okay. Commercialization is trade and business, correct? Okay, so ये trade और business की जो जमाना है, and that you don't have to actually, मतलब bond art अभी actually लोग इतने तो करते, मतलब urban India में नहीं करते हैं. रूरल इंडिया में डेफिनेटली करते ही रहेंगे, बट इसमें तो नहीं करते. सो इफ यू लव गोंड आर्ट एंड इफ यू वांट to decorate your house with that, you are not going to sit and do. If you do, that's amazing. But here that means that in today's age of commercialization, many men have taken up Gond art. Many artists, okay, they do this Gond art and they sell their pictures. They sell their paintings to earn a living. But the root of but the roots of folk arts probably lie in the women's daily chores like cleaning and decorating the house, dealing with natural colors in the course of cooking, and in their leisure time activities. Now, I don't completely agree with the last sentence, the last part, you know. I feel expression है ना, तो सबको express करना चाहिए. Everybody expresses in their own way. And yeah, maybe during that time, women were, you know, subjected to home and cleaning and cooking and everything. But right now, that is not the scenario, and therefore, uh, the root of folk arts, I don't know about the roots, but folk arts now, or any kind of art that you want, which is an expression of yourself, it is like anybody who cooks, cleans, does any activity. Okay, even if they don't do this activity, ये women's daily chores में नहीं, person's daily chores में आ सकता है. So when You cook, clean, decorate your house, you deal with the natural elements in your house, you want a garden for yourself, you want some flowers for yourself. तो ये सारी चीजें जो होती है ना, that shows the actual folk art. Very clear with this? Yes, guys, do you have any doubts here? All right. All right. Okay, so come to the next page, page number 66, English workshop. I want you to solve question 1, 2, 3, and 4, the entire page as your homework. Okay. The first one is spot the error in the spelling and rewrite them correctly. Very easy. Spelling mistakes है. All the words are from the text. Okay. So reading bhi ho jayega saath. We have done this characteristic features of Razor's painting. There are simple geometric shapes, striking color combinations, captivating compositions, and the colors of blue and orange. Okay. Okay. The next one, complete the following diagram. Go on the art. Variation in drawing. What were the variations in drawing? So you can write a line or a phrase here. Okay. Developed and preserved by the Gold community, like that. Okay. The next fourth one is from the first part. Raja's painting do not depict life like human figures or copies of scene from the environment. Okay. तो वो जो आंसर्स है वो इधर आपको लिखना है. Very clear with this one. All right, guys. Do you have any sort of doubts here? Okay. Yeah. So I hope you have understood the chapter very well, and for those of you जिसके लिए ये दूसरी बार था, I hope I have not bored you much. Okay. So here we finish our lecture. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a great day. Thank you. Have a great day. Take care. Stay safe. Bye bye. Bye. Yes.